Gotta cut. Here we go. And all the people of Judah took Uzziah, who was 16 years old, and made him king in the room of his father Amaziah. He built Eloth and restored it to Judah. After that, the king slept with his fathers. 16 years old was Uzziah when he began to reign, and he reigned 52 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Jechaliah of Jerusalem. And he did that which was right in the eyes of Yahuwah, according to all that his father Amaziah had done. And he set himself to seek God in the days of Zechariah, who had understanding in the vision of. And as long as he sought Yahuwah, God made him prosper. And he went forth and warred against the Philistines. And he brake down the wall of Gath, and the wall of Jebnah, and the wall of Ashdod. And he built cities in the country of Ashdod, and among the Philistines. And God helped him against the Philistines and against the Arabians that dwelt in Gur-Baal. And the Me'anim and the Ammonites gave tribute to Uzziah, and his name spread abroad even to the entrance of Egypt, for he waxed exceeding strong. Moreover, Uzziah built towers in Jerusalem at the corner gate, and at the valley gate, and at the turning of the wall, and fortified them. And he built towers in the wilderness, and hewed out many cisterns, for he had much cattle, in the lowland also, and in the plain. And he had husbandmen and vine dressers in the mountains, and in the fruit fields, for he loved husbandry. Moreover, Uzziah had an army of fighting men that went out to war by bands, according to the number of their reckoning made by Jael the scribe and Maaseiah the officer, under the hand of Hananiah, one of the king's captains. The whole number of the heads of fathers' houses, even the mighty men of valor, was 2,600. And under their hand was an army, 300,000 and 7,500, that made war with mighty power to help the king against the enemy. And Uzziah prepared for them, even for all the host, shields and spears and helmets and coats of mail and bows and stones for slinging. And he made in Jerusalem engines invented by skillful men to be on the tower and upon the battlements wherewith to shoot arrows and great stones. Uzziah's machine. Catapult. Maybe shooting some rocks. Maybe it was one of those secret drones that like carries a grenade, the little fiber wire. Doubtful. Doubtful. And his name spread far abroad, for he was marvelously helped till he was strong. But when he was strong, his heart was lifted up, so that he did corruptly, and he trespassed against Yahuwah his God. For he went into the temple of Yahuwah to burn incense upon the altar of incense. And Azariah the priest went in after him, and with him 80 priests of Yahuwah that were valiant men. And they withstood Uzziah the king, said unto him, It pertaineth not unto thee, Uzziah, to burn incense to Yahuwah, but to the priests, the son of Aaron, that are consecrated to burn incense. Go out of the sanctuary, for thou hast trespassed, neither shall it be for thine honor from Yahuwah God. And Uzziah was wroth, and he had a censer in his hand to burn incense. And while he was wroth with the priests, the leprosy broke forth in his forehead before the priests in the house of Yahuwah, beside the altar of Azariah the chief priest, and all the priests look upon him, and behold, he was leprous in his forehead. And they thrust him out quickly from thence, yea, himself hasted also to go out, because Yahuwah had smitten him. And Uzziah the king was a leper unto the day of his death, and dwelt in a separate house, being a leper. For he was cut off from the house of Yahuwah. Jotham his son was over the king's house, judging the people of the land. Now the rest of the acts of Uzziah, first and last, did Isaiah the prophet, the son of Amos, write. Where's that at? So Uzziah slept with his fathers, and they buried him with his fathers in the field of Burial, which belonged to the kings, for they said, he is a leper. And Jotham his son reigned in his stead. Ladies and gentlemen, King Uzziah coming to burn incense in the house of the Most High. It's interesting because you read his story over here in 2 Kings. He was rule over Judah in the 27th year of the reign of, he's 16 years old. He did what was pleasing, just like we read. But he did not destroy the pagan shrines, and the people still offered sacrifices and burnt incense there. That's rough. So not only was he bringing incense into the house of the Lord and not doing it right according to the Levite, the priest, and everything, he was bringing incense like a pagan shrine would be. The people still offered sacrifices and burned incense there. Now I know that this is two different places. Yahuwah struck the king with leprosy, which lasted until the day he died. He lived in isolation in a separate house. The king's son Jotham was put in charge of the royal palace, and he governed the people of the land. This is all what we just read. Confirmed. He did not destroy the pagan shrines, and the people still offered sacrifices and burnt incense. I mean, look at him.
New Year, same extra value meals at McDonald's. Now get a savory sausage McMuffin with egg, plus hash browns and a...
Oh, by the way, I turned off my ads. Hey, I turned off the ads, so anyone watching, I turned off the ads. And I'm wondering if that's probably why I'm not getting recommended in the same people's channel.
small coffee for just $5.
For limited time only. Prices and participation may vary.
You're not going to get promoted in the algorithm if you don't turn on your ads, buddy. But check it. What is a prayer? know my scripture. What is a prayer? Everybody know. No, but what is the Bible version of it? Hey, AI, can you tell me? Hey, AI, can you tell me? Hey. Gotta ask it sometimes just because it doesn't. Oh, Simba, okay. Prayer. Get out of here. Bible people, you don't need to be putting ads. You have faith in the Most High. Jesus literally divided fish and bread like a couple times, many times. May my prayer be set before you like incense. May the lifting up of my hands be like the evening sacrifice. Evening sacrifice. Let the prayer hands lift up the like the smoke of the incense as like the evening sacrifice. May my prayer be set before you like incense. May the lifting up of my hands be like the evening sacrifice. But he did not destroy the pagan shrines, and the people still offered sacrifices and burnt incense there. We didn't tear down the pagan shrines. And the kings and the teachers of today are offering incense up to the Most High in pagan shrines. God never said make a statue of his son and make it look like he's dying and put that up in front of your place of worship where you offer incense. Look at these guys. Uzziah would be proud. Be like, you're like my people. No, not like God's priests. No, no, no. You're like my people. I know. I'm Uzziah the king. And I walked right before the Most High for a lot of my life. 50-something years. But I had to reach my people at one point. I don't know if they would follow me as long. Or look at me as the king who is close to God. So let's leave up their pagan shrines. Leave them up. It doesn't matter. Go ahead, put that in your corner. Just as long as you're doing this. And it's smoke going up. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the anti-idolatry indoctrination. Lesson 1 of the day. Week. Year. Lesson 1. If you don't understand what it means coming from, let's say, the outside looking in, and a Christian, I don't know, maybe more than just me are waking up all at the same time and all saying the same thing, and for some reason we keep getting these people that have been like, no, but I've been doing this my whole life. And we're like, but we're pointing things. Do you think maybe at some point you decided to do it yourself? And then try to hold everybody else accountable because you did it wrong? I know I've heard stories from people who have been in Christianity for a long time, and they're like, my pastor just wouldn't listen to me. I went up to him, tried to tell him the truth, things that he would probably agree in if I really just told it to him right, and he removed his pride and his ego and his cult. But it seems they just grow into a cult for themselves. And if we want, we can look into the Word. The Way, which they call a sect. They call the Way a heresy. They call the Way a denomination. But as long as I've been a Christian, it seems to be like the opposite thing be true. Like if you're a worshiper of the Elohim of our ancestors and a follower of the Way, then you're probably the only one that's not the sect. The only one that's not in heresy. Because Paul even said, I believe everything that is in accordance with the law and that is written in the prophets. And I have the same hope in God as these men themselves have. That there will be a resurrection of both the righteous and the wicked. You ever just want to keep going? So I strive always to keep my conscience clear before God and man. After an absence of several years, I came to Jerusalem to bring my people gifts for the poor and to present offerings. I was ceremonially clean when they found me in the temple courts doing this. There was no crowd with me, nor was I involved in any disturbance. But there are some Jews from the province of Asia who ought to be here before you to bring charges if they have anything against me. Or these who are here should state what crime they found in me when I stood before the Sanhedrin. Unless it was this one thing I shouted as I stood in their presence. It is concerning the resurrection of the dead that I am on trial before you today. Okay, that's kind of different than what I'm talking. I had fun reading it, though. I mean, I guess that's their sect, right? If it was a sect that didn't believe that or said, like, you could, like, do Christmas and it's okay, right? You could do idolatry and it's okay. Is that kind of like who he's talking about? Well, that's lesson 1. Uzziah and his machines. No. Uzziah and his self-idolatry. Are these real paintings? Is Uzziah the guy that they're like, hold on. Is Uzziah the leper that's in the, was it Gladiator movie? Isn't there a leper in one of those movies? What is this? Elvis furniture and interior party? Yeah. Alright, I have no clue. I must have clicked on an ad on the I must have clicked on the 14,000 ads on Bible Gateway.